The crystal chandeliers reflected off the wine glasses, sparkling like a scene from a movie, but I didn't feel glamorous. I felt exposed. My husband, laughing so loudly it echoed to the marble hall, had just told the entire table that our marriage was more of a business arrangement than a love story. Every word felt like a dagger slicing through my chest. My cheeks burned, my hands trembled, and the room blurred around me. The guests were silent for a heartbeat, stunned, before some awkwardly forced chuckle filled the void. My heart pounded like a war drum. I could either crumble here or rise from this humiliation. I stood, my chair scraping the floor like gunfire, and I walked out. The cold night air hit me like a slap, but I didn't turn back. I didn't glance at his shocked face. Something inside me shifted in that instant. The humiliation, the betrayal, the anger, they all crystallized into a burning, unstoppable determination. That night, I swore that no one would ever laugh at me again. Not him, not anyone. I started small. I threw myself into work I had once ignored, building my skills and network while he continued his shallow world of soirees and surface-level charm. Every rejection, every closed door, every sideways glance from someone who had once doubted me became fuel. I remember nights where I barely slept, scribbling ideas on napkins in coffee shops, whispering to myself, "Watch me." I refused to waste time crying over what was lost. My tears became strategy. My pain became my weapon. Months passed. My ideas blossomed into projects, my projects into a brand. I learned to speak in boardrooms with the kind of confidence that made men, and yes, some women, stumble over their words. I became the storm that no one could ignore. Invitations started arriving, not from the charity galas my husband frequented, but from industry leaders, innovators, people who saw potential where he only saw status. My calendar was suddenly filled with meetings that mattered, decisions that shaped futures, and recognition that burned brighter than the most expensive diamond he could ever buy. The first time I saw him after my rise was at a charity gala he had somehow managed to get an invite to. He spotted me across the room, my tailored dress hugging my silhouette, my smile polite but lethal, and I saw it immediately. Shock, disbelief, envy. I walked past him slowly, letting the whispers follow me like a storm cloud. I heard one guest murmur, "Isn't that his wife? She looks unstoppable." That word, unstoppable, was my quiet revenge. I didn't need to yell, didn't need to confront. The room, the people, and his own eyes did the work for me. He approached me later, pretending charm, but his words were empty, rehearsed. I listened, politely nodding, letting him ramble. Then I smiled, and it was that smile, the one that carried the weight of every late night, every sacrifice, every moment he had mocked me, that broke him. "I've been busy," I said lightly, "building what you could never understand." His face tightened, the color draining as the realization hit. The woman he had laughed at was now the one setting standards he could never reach. By the next year, my success eclipsed his in every conceivable way. People wanted to work with me, follow me, emulate me. Invitations poured in for interviews, speaking engagements, features, and magazines. Every article subtly but unmistakably highlighted my independence, intelligence, and undeniable impact. And he continued his life of superficial appearances, the same man who once mocked love while I had built a legacy. It wasn't just revenge, it was transformation. I had taken the humiliation, the mockery, and the sneers, and turned them into a ladder I climbed higher than he ever imagined. Every late-night struggle, every self-doubt, every ounce of pain became fuel for a fire that now burned in the form of success, confidence, and undeniable power. And the best part? He had no part in creating it. Not a single hand in my ascent. Now, when I walk into a room, I don't just command attention, I define it. And sometimes, when I see him across a crowded event, I allow myself a small, satisfied smirk. Not cruel, not petty, just a quiet, perfect knowledge that I won. Not through revenge alone, but through rising, thriving, and proving that no one's laughter can ever stop a woman who decides she will become unstoppable.